Hi Flosstube, it's Wednesday, December the 23rd. I'm Julia and this is the Stitchergirl Podcast. Welcome back everyone. Big special welcome to my new subscribers. It is finally snowing here in New Brunswick, and that little opening montage shows you what I woke up to yesterday morning, so that was really exciting. Though they say that Christmas Day it's going to be green, quite windy, and possible power outages. So I'm excited because 2020 just keeps giving, and giving. So welcome everybody. This is Flosstube number 19. So today I've got some WIPS to show you. I actually have a finish. I know. Yeah, it's not something I say very often. I have some haul, have some plans, and I have a flash from the past. I pulled out this Christmas ornament to show you. This is an ornament, you used to be able to buy the kits and they came with like a little frame. And this is it here. It's a little lovely oval. Merry Christmas, lovely reindeer. And I never put a hanger on it, but you see, I think it might have even, maybe it did come with the cardboard. And so yeah, it was just a plastic frame. And I think I usually just like put this on a bookcase or something during the holidays. But yeah, that's quite old. There is a date on here, 2000, so this was done 20 years ago. 20 freaking years ago. I can remember. Oh, Willie, come back. We were having such a good little moment. He was napping between my legs. Well, Wellington is here. He says hi. Cherub is not far away. She will make her presence known for sure when she drops in. So I thought I would show you a picture of my Christmas tree because it's just Stella. Isn't it lovely? It's a lot heavier than it looks, but it's just perfect for the occasion. Wellie, you gonna lay down? Remember, we had some ground rules if you were gonna be in here. Okay, so let's start off with Snow Day Sal. So if you follow Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, she's been doing a Snow Day Sal. And she's been working on a Mirabilia. It's a Santa Claus. And I'm doing Snowmakers by Twin Peak Primitives. And I have to say, I'm not religiously, like every time it snows, I'm not doing some stitching. But, I'm doing a little bit here and there. I don't know why the light is flashing up and down. It's going to drive me insane. Here we go. So let's have a look-see and see what I've done so far. So I'm just making up my own colors as I go along. This is Vermeer Blue by Access Commodities. It's a 38 count. And there's some silks and there's some over-dyed cottons. And I'm just having fun with it. And got that house done now, so that's cool. So there's another tree on the other side, another snowmaker, and I don't know if you can see the letters here. I'll show you the photo again. There's snowflakes going up the side. They're making the snow, and yeah, so that's been fun. So I've been working on that from time to time. Now, I actually have two finishes. Oh my God. I need a drink. It's very exciting. Okay, something else I've been working on. Now, this is Blackbird Designs. The summer, autumn, winter. This is what it looks like here. And this is where I am. I got all the letters done across the top. And I've been working a bit on the autumn. The house, I've started the small bird. There's two birds in the autumn. And this again, it's just a mixture of over-dyed threads, mostly Gentle Arts. So that's coming along nicely. I had thought I might put a push on and try and finish that this year, but other things started talking to me. You know what that's like. I'm just going to kind of tidy up as I go, because the last video I did, there was stuff all over the place and hot mess express. Now, I did talk about this last time. This is Halloween at Hollowberry Farm, and I talked about how I wasn't happy with what's reading as white on here. They're the leaves for the flowers, and it called for parchment. I wasn't feeling it. I tried a Threadworks, wasn't feeling it, because I really wanted my piece to look like this. So that means you have to pull out the like friggin' fluorescent white or something. Oh my god. Anyways, so this is still, I'm still thinking, but I don't know if you can see. Yeah, right here. I took it out and I put in the white. I think I'm happier. But does that mean a big white house? Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so what else? What else? What else? All this excitement. I did bring out Pandemic. I worked on it a bit. And here we go. This is 22 count fabric that I hand dyed myself with some Rit dye. And that purple is Silks for You. And I'm using the Variations by DMC. So that bird, the little critter, and that butterfly. And because it was December 1st when I was stitching on it, was World AIDS Day, so I put in a little red ribbon. So yeah. So that's fun. Now, what else do I have? Okay. Oh, yes. Now, this is one I really wanted to finish because I already put 2020 on it. But then 2020 has been the year from hell. So, this is Just Nan, the Peacock Cipher. You're probably tired of seeing it. You're like, girl, get your ass in gear and finish that. Well, it's getting closer to finishing. Okay, so this is where I am. So I'm like 3/4 of the way now, I think. The letters are 1/1. And I'm using a variegated color variations for that. And a DMC solid for those 1/1 letters. I'm thinking that if I can finish it by the end of the year and then just save the beading for the new year, I will consider that a win-win. There's a beautiful Peacock Charm that goes right there. So you can see I'm like in here, this area. So I got that big band and then this band. Yeah. And this is just a remnant piece I got at my LNS. It's I think it's a Lugana, and it's a Picture This Plus. Not sure what color. That's okay though. Now, it was a couple of weekends ago, Stacy 911 Stitcher in her Facebook group, she put out a challenge to do 500 stitches on a project that had something to do with Christmas winter. So I pulled out Yule Queen, which was my winter solstice start in 2019. And this was a giveaway I won from Jenny I believe it's Jenny McStitcher. That's her Flosstube name. She's in, I believe, Hamilton, Ontario. I don't think she's done a podcast in a while. So I'll put in a picture of where it was before I started it, so you can be really like, oh, wow, you've done so much. Okay. So while you're looking at that shot, now I'm going to put up where I got. So the skirt is almost finished. I put in the cardinal at the bottom. Now there's supposed to be this platform that she's standing or he's standing on. And I'm not doing that white platform. I'm just going to put boots. I'm doing boots instead of like ballet shoes because, come on now. You need big ass boots to go with that dress. And I'm going to put Yule Queen at the bottom. And I think I'm doing it in like a dark green instead of the gray color of that dress. The green in the, now it was supposed to be Barn Gray from Gentle Arts. But on this particular piece of fabric, which is, it's a natural linen, but it's got that iridescent sheen to it. And it's kind of like a greeny teal gold shimmer. So I'm using, it's a Gentle Arts. I believe it's called Green Pasture. Don't know where it is right now, but it's called Green Pasture. So that's what I've been using. And then I found that just made it that much more Christmassy or Yule-y, if you prefer. So yeah, so this has the potential to be a finish too. Yeah, let's not get too excited here, people, because you know me and my finishes. Okay, so for my Winter Solstice 2020 start, of course, Barbara Anna Designs, Santa's Trips. I've been saving that one to start in December. I thought I was going to start it December 1st. Yeah. Anyways, so then it got to be like December 19th. And I'm like, Juliet, you haven't started it yet. And I follow Emily C. on Instagram. And she just finished hers. And Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, she finished hers a while ago. And I think I was a little daunted by the border, but now that I've started it, I don't find it as daunting. So this is where I am. And could you just not scream? Isn't it just like the cutest? So this is 40 count mallow. And I feel like I'm stitching on 50 count because it's quite a tight weave actually. For those of you that don't know, mallow is a cotton linen blend. It is fairly stiff. I would say it's stiffer than a regular piece of Zweigart. And I don't mind the stiffness actually. I don't stitch in hand. I use a hoop. I don't mind it, but the weave is just really tight on this, and maybe next time I'll get a 36 count of the mallow. And it has a slight flex to it. You know how Fiddler's Cloth or Oatmeal, Ada, there's a fleck in it. There's a slight fleck in this too. So sometimes I don't know if I'm hitting a hole or a fleck. And like the weave is so tight, you would think this is something you would do surface embroidery on. Like that's what I'm thinking. But it's stitching up beautifully. I'm using some overdyes and regular DMC. I'm using some variations again here. There was a beautiful green variegated one and a red variegated one. So I'm using them for the borders. And everything in here is going to be solid DMC in the blocks. I'll put a picture in, but it's 9 blocks with that border all around it. It's like 152 by 152 stitches. I'm doing it on 40 count, so it might be like 8 inches square when it's done. It's going to be so cute. Oh my God. And what else did I want to say about it? It was a stitch along. I think it started in July. You can still buy the pattern Creative Poppy, and you could have downloaded a pattern every week. So you might want to get that out. I'm thinking long-term plans, Stitch Mania is going to be a Barbara Anna design. Stitch Mania. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because she's got some lovely smalls, and that would be great to start Barbara Anna smalls in May. So that's a long term kind of, though it's really, 5 months away. So let's look at some finishes, because this is quite unique to this Flosstube. Okay, so in the 2020 issue of Just Cross Stitch, Misty Purcell of Luminous Fiber Arts had a design that I just kind of went apoplectic for, called Cat-O-Lantern, and I finished it. It's done on a Victorian motto fabric, 40 count, called Harvest. There are some over-dyed threads, the persimmon, I can't say that word, and was it some kind of fragrant cloves? Was that the other one? Those are the two oranges. And then that little mouse, I'm telling you, OMG. Now, I got a little tired of doing that half penny border, so I didn't do it at the bottom. But I still think it looks fantabulous. And that'll probably be a pillow ornament or some kind of maybe not a pillow ornament as much as a hardback ornament, if you know what I mean. Like I'll like lace it onto a piece of cardboard so then it won't be a soft ornament, if you know, like a pillow would be a soft. I think that's what I'll do. But I just love this. Any design with a cat popping out of a pumpkin, I'm telling you. So exciting. Now, Bright Needle had a freebie posted on their Instagram, a Merry Christmas ornament. And I love Bright Needle. I have quite a few of their charts. And they are designing again, so we're all looking forward to their new releases. So this is called, I guess, Merry Christmas. And I just used one variegated thread to do it all. I put in 2020 because, like, who wants to forget? No, I put in 2020 because when I make a Christmas ornament for that year, I usually put in the date. Last year, I put 2019 in when I did so. So I just took out a snowflake and put in the 2020, and this was pretty mindless to do. And those snowflakes, they kind of look like the COVID symbol, you know, that round sphere with the thing sticking out of it. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so I like when Mary is spelled like that too, I-E instead of the Y. And the floss I use, like, this is definitely vintage stash diving here, people. This came from something called the Dye Shop. Whoa. The Dye Shop, called Frosty Scarf. Definitely something bought pre-2005, I'd say. I have lots of it left. but it was a nice variegated green and red, and it's muted. And that's done on an R&R scrap. So yeah, so 2 finishes. Woohoo! Okay, so let's talk some haul. Let's have a beverage though. Merry Christmas, everybody. Now, the dollar store, the Dollaramas in Canada, they have these bags, zippered bags, mesh bags, and I've been using these for project bags, and you can kind of see what's in them. They have a nice loop here. You could put a tag on there if you want. So I've been using them a lot. Trying to organize my stash situation. It's a hot mess, but that's okay. Now, ooh, I don't want that to fall. I don't want that to fall. I think things are falling. And the cats are not even in here, and I'm doing it myself. As you know, licensed practical nurse. That's me. So I took a module here to get myself ready so I can start giving people their shots. I can't say that word. Vaccination, immunization. I have a hard time with that word. Welly's back. So yeah, I did that in November, and it was an online module, and it was completely, though, theory. So in order for me to do it at work, I'm going to have an RN supervise me administering a vaccine 3 times. I've given IM intramuscular shots before. In Quebec, I used to do it all the time. But, you know, in New Brunswick, things are a little different. That's Wellington's lovely tail. We love a good cat tail, don't we, Welly? Okay, so let's go through the haul because this is kind of exciting. So I think shortly after the last Flosstube, I received my order from Inspired Needle, which is in Lamont, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago. And if you follow Brenda and Laura on their Flosstube, you know that that's a place they go often because it's quite local to them, quite close to them. So this came. Isn't this exciting? So this is by Needlework Press. This is their book a days, I guess you could say. Their calendar to help you keep track of your projects. I thought I would give this a go this year and see how I fare. See if that'll help me organize my life. This is a nice little plate in the front. Yeah, so Needlework Press. And it just so happened it came out around the same time that I was placing this order. So I just said, add it on. So I feel like there should be more, but maybe not. So sometimes LNSs have things discounted, and this Betsy Bovey sampler sewing roll was discounted, and that's a Stacey Nash. So I thought I would get that and try my hand at a sewing roll. Very simple. Shouldn't take long to do. It is, though, 299 stitches wide, but it's not full coverage, right? Hi, baby. Are you playing with my tree? Be careful of that tree now. It's heavy. And I had to get this one by Stacey Nash, and you don't see it. Not every place has it. It's the Grace Bridges sampler, and this is the one that's here in her logo. So I had to get that. that is another big one. It's a 273 by 328 stitch count. And it's done in DMC. Welly, baby. No. Remember we had a talk before the Flosstube today? Yeah. So I really wanted to get that because I was scared. I don't know. I was scared it was going to go out of print. I don't know. Anyways. And then I was scared this was going to go out of print. This one here from the Scarlet House. So I thought I ordered it. But I got the wrong Sarah. So now I have a sampler with dogs on it. And like, that's just not my jam. It was, I can't think of her name now. Sarah. Like, how is that possible? Like, yeah, there's dogs on this too, but I would have never picked that in a million years. So, and I thought, well, maybe they didn't have it, but they do have it. So I think it was one of those things I clicked on the wrong one. Anyways, it's okay. Then at the same time, because Kathy was waiting on a few things to come in before she sent me my order. And so, the same thing, the calendar was released, and I said add that. And then Winter Rose Manor was released, and I had to get that. I know a lot of people are stitching it right now. And this on the back, that is quite special too. Now, I'm debating on this being my New Year's Day start. I haven't finalized it yet. I am getting threads organized. I did get, where did it go now? Here it is. I did order some, because it calls for Brenda's Brew. And that is not widely available. That's an R&R fabric. And I think Carol Saltbox Stitcher said originally it was done on dirty linen, which is a color, which I think is Zweigart. But I was watching Misty Purcell, and she was doing hers on the natural raw Zweigart, and I'm like, I think so. So yeah, I think that's going to work well. It is, for comparison's sake, I'll show you. This is a Victorian Motto fabric, but see, it's like a gray beigey color, and that kind of looks like this, right? Now, that house is done in conch, and I don't think anybody knew of that color before this piece came out. And it's like a peachy color, and I don't want a peach house. Sorry, Brenda Gervais, but I don't want a peach house. And Brenda Gervais doesn't do DMC equivalents in here, so I've been playing in my mind about colors and everything. And Leslie Hurley, Fat Cast Flossing Flosstube, she, on Instagram one day, she said, okay guys, which floss do you like for the house? And there was a Classics Colorworks one, which I don't remember. And the other one was Clover. And I had Clover. And I'm like, Clover, you have to do the Clover. Because the other one looked like it had some purple in it. It was more bluey, pinky. And the Clover, in some parts of the, depending on the skein you get, right, of course, it could have a peachy pinky feel to it. So I really like the Clover, and I like the fact that it was very variegated, you know. So there's going to be more variation in this house than what you see here. It looks pretty uniform, like one color. But, so I'm going to use the Clover. I've got 2 skeins, and I'm waiting on some threads before I make my final choice. But that could be a New Year's start. So that's exciting. So, oh, I have to tell you where I got this fabric though. And Craft Connection. Craft Connection is in Edmonton. Did you know Edmonton has a cross stitch store? And did you know that they've had a store for over 30 some freaking years? I didn't know that. Anyways, they're on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They don't have an online shop, but they're very good about posting photos of when new stock comes in. And this is how I knew they had the natural raw linen. They'd got in a Zweigart shipment, and they've been posting photos all the time to show you what they have. If you're looking for something, I would give them a call. I called them, very super sweet on the phone, very nice. I think they know what they've been doing if they've been doing it for over 30 some years. They ship all over Canada. They ship all wherever you want it. They'll ship it to you. And yeah, so I was really happy to make a connection with another seller. That was fun. You know, Edmonton, City of Champions, Edmonton Oilers. Okay, so as you may recall, because you count in Moncton, the ladies decided to retire. That's my local shop. They decided to retire, so they have now closed. At the end of November, they closed. But we've been very fortunate that subsequently, whichever little adverb you want to use there, we now have 2 new shops that have opened up. I think they're going more online. One actually has a retail space. The other one does have a space where you, if you're local, you can go and pick up things and see what they have. So I'm talking about Seashell Stitching. And the other one is called Stitch Bug. And they are on Facebook. So Atlantic Canada, I know there are some other sellers in Atlantic Canada. But Because You Count had been around for like since the 90s. So everybody kind of, I think, always thought of them as the #1 go-to place in Atlantic Canada. So we do have some others that are opening up and starting out. And I've already been to visit Monique because I ordered some threads. The other one is not open yet. They're still organizing their retail space. But I had to pick up some flosses and fabric for a project that I'm going to be starting in the new year. And that's part of WIP Go Talk. What else did I get? Oh, well, Because You Count, you used to be able to buy this magazine. And so a local quilt shop took over the subscription, the fabric cupboard. So I went and picked this up finally. You know, shipping things have been delayed, getting to places. And I know you've all had this out for over a month. But I finally got it. And I just love this magazine. I just love it. I can't tell you. It makes me so happy. And of course, well, there's always a Barbara Anna design in it too, right? And that's going to be a lovely companion piece to go with the Santa strips that I'm working on now. And see how big that looks? But it's only, talk to me, 62 by 62. So depending on what size you do it on, that's going to be quite petite. So yeah, so I got that, and then I picked up a few fat quarters, purple, batik with houses, crazy looking purple fabric, crazy looking green fabric. Don't know what I'm doing with them. They were for my mother, they were like $1.99 in the discount bin. Okay, so like, don't judge me. What else did I get? Oh yeah. This came from Firefly Notes in BC. She makes stitch markers for knitters. She also makes these great little resin tins. But this is a skate. I gotta come closer. Can you see it? I used to figure skate back in the day. And when I saw this charm, I'm like, hello, I need that. That is a perfect stitch marker. Look at it. So that's Firefly Notes. She's in BC. Her shop's, though, on holiday break. So that was a little treat I got myself. What else did I get? Oh, yeah. I ordered stickers to use with my book from Needle Praise. I found an Etsy seller who had these Mucha, M-U-C-H-A, you know the artist, Art Deco stickers. They came from Ottawa. So I've already got stickers for my book, because apparently that's a rule. I got some thick rickrack, red rickrack, at the quilt shop for some finishing. I can't believe how rickrack is back in fashion again. That's something I think I can hear my mother saying. I can't believe that's back in fashion again. That is so 60s. Okay, what else did I get? Well, I bought myself a face cream. I don't know if you know this brand. This is an organic skincare line, Eminence. And Eminence Skincare. When I was back in Quebec, I was an esthetician and I used to work with this line and I really did enjoy it. And since I've lost all this weight, you know, I kind of feel sometimes that my face is looking a little, so it needed a little perk me up. So I splurged and got myself some organic face cream. Oh my God. But it's got the hyaluronic acid in it. And if you don't know about that, if you're anybody over 35, you might want a skincare product with hyaluronic acid in it, because that's what's going to give us our nice plumpy look. But this comes from the marshmallow plant. And yes, there's a marshmallow plant, if you didn't know that. Marshmallow plant. Send me your skincare questions and I'll help you. Because I'm multi-talented. Now, where am I? Oh, yeah. I also got myself some essential oil. It's Christmas Forest, because I love the smell of pine and spruce at Christmas time. And I can't exactly have a real Christmas tree with young children in the house because they lose their minds. So every now and again, I'm like, oh, it smells like the forest. And then I went to Michael's and I got myself a box, because I have to put my overdyed threads in something. It's just like insanity. So I think the one last thing I got to talk about is something fell on the floor. Oh, I had a mask. I might put in a picture of me with my mask on, but I bought myself a nice mask with cats on it. But anywho, so remember I talked about this in the last Flosstube, Margaret Ann Rollo, by Just Stitching Along. This was a collab with Caroline, Miss Evertote, Off the Grid, Needle Arts. I never get her name right, and that's okay, because you're already watching her. So this is going to be my Christmas Day start, and I'm going to use DMC. I say that now, I might change my mind, but I'm using DMC. I think I have most of the colors, and the fabric I'm going to use is this Victorian Motto fabric, because it has lovely modeling. And see, when I show it to you now, it doesn't look as dark as it did before when I showed it next to the natural. See, that's more what it looks like. It's quite dark. Let's see what happens when I put it on this. Yeah. No. Yeah, maybe more like that. Yeah, like that. It's more like that. So I thought that would be good for Margaret Ann Rollo because you see the fabric in this was a cocoa, a week's cocoa. And this one has really great modeling. I don't know if you can see it very well. But I thought that would be great. It would give it a real vintagey look. So that's my plan. And I believe Allison, who watches, hi Allison, she might be starting it too. So if you want to join us, join the party. If you don't know what to do with yourself on Christmas Day, there's Margaret Ann Rollo to consider. And I think that's it, guys. So, moving forward, I'm planning on doing WIP Go in 2021. And I thought about making it maybe just not a cross stitch WIP Go, but I think it's going to be strictly a cross stitch WIP Go. I might add in an embroidery project, like a surface embroidery, but I haven't committed to that yet. I still have a couple of slots open. I need to fill them because December 27th is coming, and that's when the first 2 numbers are going to be drawn. If you don't know about WIP Go, there's a Facebook group. It's Jessie Marie. She has a Flosstube. There was a WIP Go episode where she explained it all. She's been doing it for a while, but she presented it to the stitching community last year. If you watch Pam and Steph, Pam has been doing it this year, and I think that's kind of what interested me in doing it. You kind of set your own goals. So if you think of a bingo card, there's 25 spots, right? Free space in the middle is 13. So Jessie Marie's going to draw 2 numbers, say 1 and 15. So those are the 2 numbers you're going to focus on for that month, those 2 WIPs. And you determine the goal. If you stitch on it for 4 days, if you want to do 1,000 stitches, if you want to finish the house, you know, it's up to you. You determine, and then you can determine your rewards. A lot of people keep the center square free because if that gets pulled, there'll be 3 numbers pulled that month. So you might want to leave that for a new start, like some people are doing. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do a WIP Go Flosstube, and I'm going to go through all my projects. I thought that would be fun, and that's a way of helping me get my butt organized. And I think I'm going to spend 7 days per project. I think that's the goal. So I'm going to spend a good 7 days. And so that means 2 weeks of my month is allocated to WIP Go. And then I'll have 2 weeks left to do whatever. Because I do have, this whole year has been just like, I had all these goals back. I was going to do rug hooking, quilting, get out some surface embroidery. I was going to finish off some things that have been languishing for like decades. Yes. And that all kind of went crazy. That all just kind of changed, right? I think it all just became comfort stitching, doing what now really stitching should be comfort stitching, right? All the time. But I think I think this is why we saw a lot of people just starting new things all the time. We want it to be happy. So when you start a new project, you're happy. So I think, instead of, forcing yourself to get things done. I mean, maybe some of these things I will decide this year that, hey, I'm never finishing them. Maybe I need to have that conversation with some of my WIPs saying, I loved you. I loved you once. You filled a need then, but not now. And so, sayonara. Oh my God, my eyes are watering, guys. Yeah, so, I think I'm going to have some very serious conversations with my whole stash this year. The quilting, did you just see those fat quarters I bought? I've got DMC and I keep buying DMC. And if I'm missing something, I should just call my mom and get from her because, yeah, I think I have a problem. Her problem's a little bigger than mine, but it makes her happy, so we just kind of go with it, right? We don't say, Mommy, what are you doing with all this stuff? Yeah, let her be happy. So, my mother's going to be doing a version of Whip Go as well, but it's going to be a hodgepodge of crafting. There'll be some stitching, there'll be some quilting, there'll be some knitting. She's really into paper crafts, doing junk journals or treasure journals and things like that. So she's got some things she wants to focus on. So she's using the Whip Go to kind of help organize herself. So that's great. Yeah, so the vaccine has come to New Brunswick. The Pfizer vaccine has been here. There was a clinic last weekend. I did have the opportunity to go, but that was one, I was working that weekend, and two, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive for me from where I am, and knowing my luck, there would be a snowstorm. Plus, because it's 2 shots, that would mean going to that place twice to get it. So I decided, you know what? I would rather see people working in Emerge and I see you getting it, right? So I work in long-term care, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wait till there's a clinic in Moncton. There is going to be a clinic in Moncton soon. I think we've already received more of the Pfizer. I think we're just waiting on the Moderna to be. I think it's so interesting how we can name all these vaccines, right? But you could not tell me the name of the vaccine that you get for hepatitis or the mumps or chickenpox. It's interesting how we know things so detailed. The detailed information that we have. We know how many doses have come to Canada. So waiting on the vaccine. So there's a vaccine in Moncton, and so it just makes it easier for me to go and get. And I don't need to worry about driving in the snowstorm or whatever. So yeah, so that's good. We're in yellow here, all in the province, but there's no Atlantic bubble right now, so that means I can't go to Nova Scotia for Christmas, because if I did leave the province of New Brunswick, I would have to quarantine for 14 days when I came back. So they live half an hour away and I can't go see them. Yeah, we're not bitter. Anyways, it's fine. We talk all the time, and Christmas presents can wait. Mom said the Christmas tree's staying up till I come over, so that's fine. That's good. That's good. So it'll be interesting to see where we are, say, mid to late January. I feel Ontario, their numbers are going to go up again. Quebec, their numbers are going to go up. The States, their numbers are all going to go up because people are traveling for Christmas. They're getting on planes. And I've seen people take beach vacations. They're going down south for a beach vacation, and I just can't tolerate those people anymore, so I'm unfriended them all on Facebook. I don't know. I just cannot relate to them at all. I think they're living in a parallel universe, and they are causing more harm. I can appreciate everybody needs a mental health holiday, but this is not how we do it right now. So that's my rant. I love you all. I thank you all for watching, for your support, and look forward to that WIP Go floss tube. That'll be coming out probably on the weekend. And I wish you all a happy holiday. Keep safe and do lots of stitching. And if you want to join the Margaret Ann Rollo, let me know that you're going to be stitching it. And let me know your plans if you're doing WIP Go. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bisous, bisous.